Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Dun. Yo, 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 what's good? Check my 1 2 1 2, yo. How's everybody doing today? Um, I go by the name of Pappy, and today I'm going to be react. I'm going to start reacting to a lot of trials and cases that is going on in the rap game, especially in the rap game, right? Because especially this month, it's been going on a lot of trials. Like we got, I'm gonna start out with Keefe. For the people that don't know who Keefe is Dwayne Keith Davis. For the people that don't know who Keefe is this guy will be the person that allegedly was involved on clapping Mr. Tupac Shakur. Yes, technically, he's supposed to be his nephew, Mr. Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane. That's supposed to be the person that pulled the trigger, according to what people say. So that being said, right? So I'm gonna start with Kiffy D. His trial has been going on for the past day on day numbers. Saturday was day number 5 or 6. I think it was 6, right? And I've been keeping up with the trial, right? Because I'm very, very fascinated about. I like court cases. That's my thing. I like that those kind of listen to the stuff. Kiffy D, Mr. Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Kiffy D, he is from California. Los Angeles, Compton, California, to be exact, right? He is part of the game. He is part of the Crip game. His set supposed to be the Southside Crips. The Southside Crips, right? Eternal rivals happens to be the Ma Paru gang. That's a blood gang. That's a set for the blood gang, right? So these people has been having beef for a long time. And the reason why I thank you for being over here, Mr. the Crown Prince. Thank you. Let me go ahead and highlight yours. Thank you, sir. So the reason why I'm giving a little bit of background, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard about this, but hey, I'm trying to get good at my storytelling stories, right? So the reason why I'm giving a little bit of background is because he plays a part on why Mr. Tupac Shakur died. Tupac Shakur, the rapper, Tupac Shakur, that was signed to Shook Knight Death Row Records, he involved himself into a gang situation that pretty much ain't got nothing to do with him. It didn't have nothing to do with him, so he just happened to involve himself on those kind of activities, right? Thank you for being here, Paloma. Thank you for being here. So it was in September where Mr. Tupac Shakur, Suge Knight, and a few other members of the Mob Haru gang happens to be in Las Vegas. Why they were in Las Vegas? Very simple. Mike Tyson was having a fight that night. Mike Tyson had a fight that night. So, and Mike Tyson and Mr. Tupac Shakur were like this. They were friends. They were cool friends. You know what I mean? They associated with themselves with each other pretty often. So he went to go see his friend fight. After the fight, they walking outside, right? They caught a Orlando Anderson. Orlando Anderson happens to be the nephew of Keefe of Dwayne Keefe Davis, aka Keefe D. Happened to be his nephew. They caught him outside, they stomp him out. I was going to show the video, but I would get flagged. I cannot afford to get the channel shut down before I even take offline. So they cut Mr. Orlando Anderson right outside at the entrance of the NGN, if my memory is correct. So they stomp him out. Should not put foot on Orlando Anderson. Tupac Shakur, they start stomping him out too. So they leave. They get separated. They leave the casino. Obviously, what Mr. Tupac Shakur didn't know was that Orlando Anderson was like that. What Mr. Tupac Shakur didn't know was that Orlando Anderson was a stone down killer. Yes, he was notorious for being a stepper, right? Also, he was being investigated for multiple deletions. That's why he was being investigating at that moment. And I know people ask themselves, why isn't Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, that was his street name, Baby Lane, why Orlando Anderson is not incarcerated right now? Very simple. It's because Orlando Anderson happens to get clapped, but another other gang members from the Crips set, I forgot the name of the Crip, the other set, caught him at the car wash. It was somebody that he saw on him some money. U-turn, pull up on him. Where's my money? They exchange words. They both pull out their pistol and they got at each other and they clap Orlando Anderson. He was very young at that time. He was possibly what, 24, 25, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So it was four people in the catalog. It was four people from that was running around looking for Pac that night, right? me see 1 second. So after Baby Lane gets stumped out, he go get his cousin. I mean, he go get his uncle, and then two other buddy, right? Um, they go get Dwayne Keefe Davis, aka Keefe D. They go get Terrence Brown, aka Bubble Up, I think. And they go get DeAndre Smith. They call him Freaky, right? These four guys happens to be in the Cadillac that was moving around all Las Vegas Strip looking for Mr. Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight, right? So at that point, they start driving around until they caught up with Mr. Tupac Shakur at the it was at a Flamingo Drive. And they seen him, put right next to him, gave him the business. Send that man upstairs, send him to the upper life, right? To the upper room. So, let me see 1 second. Hold on 1 second. So what happened next was everybody in that particular room. I mean, I'm sorry, everybody in that particular car. Orlando get clapped 2 years later, right? In a gang related situation. Terrence Brown, happens to get clapped in Compton. They all went back into Compton, and the other guy, Freaky, I think his first name was DeAndre. He happens to get a heart attack and die on 2004 or five, something like that. Yes, he happens to die that year, right? So the only person that is alive happens to be Dwayne Keith Davis. Dwayne Keith Davis, right? So Dwayne Keith Davis, Keith, aka Keefe D, thought that it was a brilliant idea to write a book. No, no, no. First, let me go back. They don't got no suspects on the murder, right? So the murder was going into the cold cases. So, but one by one, these individuals start getting cut. I mean, they start dying. I told you, Baby Lane get clapped in like 1997, 1998 on a gun rival dispute over some money. Then the other guy, what would be the other guy name? The other guy would be Terrence Brown. Yes, it would be Terrence Brown. He get clapped in a shooting, and DeAndre Smith. He died from a heart attack. So the only person left that is alive, it would be Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefe D. So Keefe D happens to get in trouble, right? He happens to get in trouble. Keefe D was known for being a trapper. Keefe D was notorious for being a hustler. He was what you call a drug campaign, right? What that means? It means that he was moving work in the street, like he was getting a lot of money by pushing narcotics. He gets popped. He gets packed for selling PCP. PCP costs a lot of money, right? He was selling that by the gallon, right? He gets cut, and for a lot of people that don't know PCP, you get cut with a few ounces of PCP, you can do up to life in jail. So Mr. Keefe gets caught selling narcotics. Next thing you know, he got to cut a deal. One of the deals is the federal government or the state. This happened in California when he get cut. So at this point with the state, they gave him a proposition. They gave him a deal, and the deal was known as a proffer. What is a proffer? A proffer is an agreement between your lawyer, the defending lawyer, right? The state. So you gonna be you, and the proffer is you gotta be able to to pretty much you're gonna have to tell about every single crime that you committed at that time, and you won't be charged. So they also call it queen, be a queen for a day. This is funny. You got to be a queen for a day. Right? So you get to be a queen for a day, meaning that you get to be a rat for a day, to be a snitch for a day, to tell on yourself and on everybody else. Part of that, like one of the most famous people that got a proffer agreement will be Sammy the Bull. Everybody know who Sammy the Bull is. Possibly the illest person that told in life. This guy told in the entire Gambino family, included John Gotti. After John Gotti done beat the federal government 3 times in trial, and the proffer of Mister Sammy the Bull, which he was a hickman for the Gambino family, for the Italian mob, right? It was that you got to tell for every single crime that you have committed and that you know of other people, and then we're gonna give you a pass. We're gonna look the other way, but you gotta give us Mr. John Gotti, the Teflon Don. And this what happened with his situation. Sammy the Bull, he confessed to 19 murders. 19, 19 murders in order for him to provide information for about John Gotti, right? So his sentence, let me double check, right? Sammy the Bull sentence was very, 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 very linear. To remind you, he was like he confessed, right? He confessed. I knew that the sentence was a short time, but I wanted to be accurate. He confessed to 90 murders. He also confessed about the crimes and the workings of the Gambino family and the other 5 families that operate in New York City. He told about who was moving, who was doing what, who was doing who. He confessed to 19 murders. 10, 19. That's you go. 19 murders, right? And guess how long the federal government gave him? Oh, my girl, Alicia is here, baby. Thank you for being here, baby. I hope everything is good with you. Yes, he told, right? He told. Get I want to ask you, take a guess how many years Mr. Sammy the Bull, the federal government gave Sammy the Bull for telling on himself and his homies on 19 murders. Take a wild guess. Take it wild guess. Oh, look at Alicia. She getting rich. Yeah, I'm glad. How's your babies? Well, you don't have to guess too long. Sammy the Bull got 5 years prison sentence for telling on 19 murders that he committed and he was involved in. Because the United States of America federal government was so in love on trying to get Mr. John Gotti that they were willing to overlook Mr. Sammy the Bull 19 murders in order to get the Teflon down John Gotti. And the reason why the United States of America was in love on getting Young Gotti was because very simple. Young Gotti beat him 3 times, 3 federal trials. Young Gotti took it to trial, and Young Gotti he pretty much make a mock out of the federal government. He was too cocky. He was in front of magazines. He was walking around like a god. He was like he became pretty much untouchable. Even witnesses that used to pop up and trying to confess and say they got information about Young Gotti, they used to end up in the Hudson River. Matter of fact, I would advise everybody to go look at one of John Gotti documentary. That man, oh, hey baby, how you doing, Corinne? Yeah, he got 5 years. Yeah, Alicia, let me see. Family's great. How about you? Yeah, my kids are great. They are great. Let me see. Alicia said Gotti was the big fish. Yeah, Mr. Young Gotti was the biggest, right? He was the khakis, the biggest, the flashiest. If you go watch any documentary about Italian mafia, they all of them got one thing in common. They all blame Young Gotti for bringing unwanted attention on the masters. You know what I mean? That's what they call it, the underlife. You know what I mean? The underworld. That's why Gotti went against the family advice. Yes, Mr. John Gotti was involved in everything, right? So let me bring it back to Mr. Keefe D, right? Because I'm gonna start doing this every day now that we got a bunch of trials. Keefe D, he on day number 6, Mr. Keefe D gets caught selling PCP. PCP, if you get caught with gallons of PCP, you get life in prison, right? That's a state case. So the federal government, no, the federal line, the state come to KFD and be like, yo, we're gonna give you a profit agreement. You get to tell in every crime that you have committed and help us resolve other crimes. You get to be a queen for a day. Man, that's a disgrace. They call you a queen. You a grown man. They call you a queen for a day. So, Mr. Kiffy, he read it, right? He bites the cheese. He becomes a house mouse, right? He went from being a top dog with the Southside Crips to start telling stories, right? He start telling stories. My man started telling all kind of stories. He told in his genius idea, he thought that he telling being putting himself in the Cadillac with him, right? Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, the alleged gunman, right? With Terrence Brown, the guy that was in the Cadillac too, he happened, right? And DeAndre Smith, and the fourth person in the Cadillac, he thought it was a great idea to tell the state, I was in the car. I was in the car the day that Mr. Tupac Shakur gets clapped. And he actually give details about in what side Tupac was. He was in the passenger side. Suge Knight, who happens to be the driver, right? He happens to be the driver, right? So he put himself in behind the driver's seat. No, unlike, yeah, he put himself behind the passenger seat, in the back seat, right? And he thought it was a great idea to tell about that. He also even speak about how Mr. Puffy, the diddler, right? Mr. Take That, supposed to have a hit, $1 million hit on Mr. Tupac Shakur or Suge Knight. Either one would have paid off, right? So, and actually, if you don't believe me, I got a small video right here on how my man, Mr. Kiffedy, the house mouse, thought it was a good idea to start telling to start actually saying about talking about this open investigation murder, right? On podcast. He went to Black TV, he went to I think Real Life, something like that. He went to a bunch of podcasts because they were paying him. Tupac Shakur is possibly one of the greatest rapper to ever live. So in his mind, he was broke, right? And instead of just right into the sunset. Don't say nothing. I would have left the country. I'll be honest with you, bro. If that murder was open, I would have left a long time ago. Um, the thing is that he thought it was a good idea to start taking 3,000. I heard Mr. Black, Mr. Black paying him like 5,000. No, I'm lying, like $2,000 to go on down and sit down. But before he started doing a podcast, he actually thought it was a good idea to write a book and describe step by step on how they clap Mr. Tupac Shakur. You don't have to believe me. Go to Amazon, go to Amazon.com. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and Google what is Keefe the book. Keefe the book. Let me see. Well, this genius wrote a book in 2019. 2019, Mr. Keefe D. I mean, let me say his name correctly. Dwayne Keefe Davis, aka Keefe D. He actually, he actually thought it was a great idea to write a book. In his mind, he thought he was Mr. O.J. Simpson. That's what he thought. That he was O.J. Simpson. That he was going to be able to write a book. You know, like how O.J. Simpson would be his murder case about his ex-wife and the friend, aka the new boyfriend, whatever. So he was like, I'm broke as hell. I don't got no money. I'm like 50 something years old. Everybody got a podcast, right? So let me go ahead and write a book because let me attach myself into the wave. Let me attach myself into possibly one of the greatest rappers. Some people put him as the greatest rappers ever. I'm okay with that, right? Let me attach myself into his wave, right? Write a book, and he released the book in 2019, right? And the name of the book is Quantum Street Legend, right? It's a Quantum Street Legend, Notorious Keefe D Street Level. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's the name. That's the name of the book. Street Legend, Notorious Keefe D Street Legend, right? Authors Dwayne Keefe D Davis. Publisher King Do Media. Oh boy, I know Keefe D. He regret every one bit right now for writing that goddamn book. I promise you that. I guarantee you that. My man is. Oh, hold on. I got a little super chat. Okay. My man, 18 letter man. Thank you for being here, bro. For the 499 super chat. He said, "Yeah, Keefe D practically walked himself into a penitentiary." And now do I gotta agree with you, family. Not only he walked himself into a penitentiary, it's safe to assume that Keefe D is going to jail, is going to die in prison. He's going to die in prison, right? Because Keefe D is about 60 something years old. Let me make sure. How old is Keefe D? How old is Keefe D? Let me see. Mr. Keefe D is 63 years old. So whatever sentence he get, because I believe he's gonna found guilty. Make no mistake about it. He is in court with a public defender. Good luck with that one, nigga. Good luck. Okay. So in 2019, right before the pandemic, so he even got this pandemic excuse. Right before the pandemic, he thought it was a good idea to write a book giving specific details from how they have beef with the mob with the mob blood gang. They actually like separated by a couple of blocks actually, right? So he did it a pre, during, and after description of an open murder, pretty much, right? So my man Keefe D, right? He was broke. He decided to write a book. So that didn't stop right there. He thirst him chasing clown didn't stop right there. What Mr. Keefe did was let me take it another. Let me take it up another notch. What's the other notch? Let me go ahead and start snitching on myself on camera. I already snitched on myself on a book by writing a book. Let me snitch on myself by telling the story on camera, right? So he started Black TV. He's possibly one of the biggest channel when it comes to hip hop media. Even though that Black, he covers a lot of things. He covers a lot like he be covering the mob people coming in there. He covered a lot of hip hop, right? A lot of rap stuff. He and R&B too. He covered a lot of the stories from the beginning to the end, right? A lot of people have considered Vlad TV to be like a police, right? They consider that like a police station. Me personally, I don't see it that way because you are a grown man. You should be able to answer questions that you are comfortable with. If Vlad TV asks me about something crazy, all I have to do is just throw Vlad in a loophole type thing. I'm gonna throw him in a wow. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just like to point their fingers at Vlad for asking uncomfortable questions, and I can see why. You know what I mean? I can see why people would consider Vlad like the cops. Me personally, I'm smart enough to know if Vlad asks me, "Yo, Papi, what happened about that?" You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start telling Vlad about what I did last night with a honey. That's what I'm gonna start telling him. I'm gonna start telling him how my date was with homegirl last night, right? So the thing is that, so matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you if you think that I'm lying, how my man Keefe D thought it was a great idea to start snitching on himself. Here we go. Hold on. Bam. Let me see, Mr. Keefe D. Here we go. Share. We got here. We got here. Let me go ahead and play and press. Look, can you hear it? Oh, I got it on mute.
And Bubble Up was a driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together.
Okay. Gave you a Glock, gave you guys a Glock, and you guys tossed it in the back seat. And Bubble Up was a driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together.
Okay. This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are driving around.
As you can see, he even given the color of the car. He making sure that you know, hey, not only was a Cadillac, it was white. Let me narrow it down for you, player. Let's keep going.
And then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
No, we coming up, what's the name? What's that, Flamingo? Yeah, I think that's Flamingo. We was coming up Flamingo and got to the light. We was gonna go drink and smoke some weed. And he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
He is describing how Mr. Tupac Shakur was hanging out of the window on a car. To remind you, this is what, 1995, if I'm not mistaken. The it would be after the fight of Mike Tyson. For the people that don't that haven't been that hasn't been in Vegas, Las Vegas, right? Every time that is a big name fighting, I used to go to Vegas for Mayweather fights, and Vegas be like at least easily 3, 4, 500,000 people on the strip just walking around trying to find out where the next party is. To remind you, it's already a tourist place. So Mr. Tupac Shakur at that time, he's like a rock star. He's like the biggest rapper on planet Earth. So I believe he probably was hanging out of the window. Let's keep going.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next?
And we just came and shit. I ain't gonna go into the details like that, you know what I'm saying? But you got it in a book. You
yeah, yeah, my man, yeah, my man Keefe was like, yo, I ain't gonna go into details like that, but I got everything in the book, which meaning he trying to funnel Vlad TV viewers into go buy the book on Amazon.com, right? He wants to funnel, which, hey, listen, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Actually, that was kind of smart. My man is practicing business 101. Let me go into a big platform, right? A big old platform like Vlad TV, right? And millions of people gonna watch this because the way how Vlad TV break out his interview, he break out one interview into at least 30 pieces. So that means that interview is going to be seen by like around what 2 3 million people. So if I can get hell, bro, if I can just get 1%, if I can just get 1 2%, how much that is? That's a lot of money. So he was trying to be smart. Matter of fact, my man you know what Keefe D was doing? Keefe D was practicing what a lot of these queens that got OnlyFans going on. A lot of the queens that got OnlyFans, they go to big platforms on like a big podcasts and everything, and they say, "Oh, I do OnlyFans." So now let's just say she only got like 60 subscribers. Once she leave the podcast, she's gonna have 300 subscribers to watch her OnlyFans. Shout out to Keefe D, aka the House Mouse, over here for self-snitching, but at the same time, he actually practicing good business practices. Let's go.
didn't play it everything else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, in the book, you said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car.
I gotta give my man Keefe D some points. So actually, I gotta give him some props. Why am I giving him some props? Because he actually saying that Mr. Tupac Shakur was reaching for that, giving to an interpretation like, yo, I'm thinking he's reaching to what? Grab a gun. I'm scared, even though that you already premeditated to go look for this man. So that actually don't work. But at least he was smart enough on this instance to say, I saw Tupac Shakur reaching. He kind of gave you like he insinuating that Mr. Tupac was reaching for potentially a gun, right? Let's keep going.
That's what happened.
Started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
Plane starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
By the way, this is right here, right here. That was the proffer that I was telling you. Again, a proffer agreement is this guy right here, Keefe D. Obviously, he was super young back then. He was young. His king is shiny. He looks healthy. He looks a little chubby in the face. He was already balding at that time. He got to be what 1996 to 2026. That's 30 years ago. And this happened like around when this happened. This happened like early 2000. This, if I'm not mistaken. My man, right? My man, right here, Mr. Keefe, this is part of the proffer agreement that you get to tell about every crime that you participated, and the people in your apps, right? In your apps, and your homies sometimes, right? And you wouldn't be, and you ain't gonna be tried for those crimes. But if the police find that you lied on one crime, the deal is off. So the whole profit thing is nothing for the most part. It's a setup, all right? Because he told all this bullshit, right? And let's just say he didn't told about him doing business with the Mexican mafia or something like that, right? And one of the Mexican mafia guys get caught and they put him in the crime. They're gonna be like, they're gonna go back to the prophet and be like, hold on, Keefe D, you didn't tell us about you dealing with the Mexican mafia. You know what? The deal is off. So they're gonna grab the paper, rip it, they're gonna rip the agreement, and guess what? Now they're gonna try your stupid ass because you don't told a step by step, pretty much course on all this stuff that you participated, not knowing that that profit agreement can be thrown out at any moment.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he look at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the
the
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their
Jumping
car?
in. I seen the bullet going Suge head. I thought he was dead.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side. I would have popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one. Keep your streets on me. I ain't gonna go into detail on that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book.
Well,
So
let them buy the book then.
okay. Well, I'm just going to read this passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach.
Well, I gotta rewind this. Hold on. Yo, I don't know if y'all caught if y'all caught that, right? He trying to funnel everybody to go buy the book, right? Go buy the book. Oh, you gotta go buy the book, man. Don't tell them the details. So, to remind you, Vlad TV is in the business of clips and views. Obviously, before Mr. Vlad TV had Mr. Keefe D sitting down for an interview, he read the book. So what happened was that he don't want too many details because his whole purpose was for him to come over here and pitch the book to the masses. But what he didn't anticipate it, obviously, it's being too obvious that Mr. Vlad TV is going to be like, I'm going to read for the book. So let's hear this again, which it backfired heavy.
Well,
So
let them buy the book then.
okay. Well, I'm just going to read this passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command. Keep your hands where I could see them. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. I had heard some stories, supposedly that Suge used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying, but that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded, and he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
White Cadillac, arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
This is the Outlaws. This one of the group that when Tupac Shakur contract with Death Row was up, he was going to form a label with these guys. This, you know what I mean? This is the Outlaws, real good rappers. They out of New Jersey, extremely good. I like them.
They shoot my nigga.
So the bullets started flying. Tupac and Suge's car get all shot up. Was there, and I'd heard different versions of the story, but the one version I heard was that that their entourage started shooting back.
Yeah, I heard a lot of versions of the story myself too. I heard that the Mall Paru, which was trailing Mr. Tupac Shakur, and Shook Knight, Shook was the one riding and driving. I heard that they were the ones that they start shooting back, but they ain't hit nobody. So obviously, these guys need to work on their shooting because their their whole purpose of them being around is to protect the bad, protect the bad. You know what I mean? Protect the money, protect the investment. Some way, somehow, you let someone to put right next to Mr. Pack and Shook Knight and gave them the business. The empty of the clip on them. Let's keep going, man. It's not too much.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Does anyone from the death row side return fire?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say who that was?
Yeah, he's no longer with us.
This guy right here, his name is Reggie Wright Jr. Why he's a junior? Obviously because his daddy is Reggie Wright Sr. His daddy happens to be a sergeant of the police department in Compton. This guy right here in front of you, he happens to be a cop too. He is kind of like Alonso in Training Days. He is like Alonso in Training Days. That's a fact. He was a police officer during the day, and he was hanging out with Crips and Bloods when he went to death row because they used him as a security guard. And a fun fact that the people that don't know, this guy right here, right, this guy that we're seeing right here, Mr. Reggie Wright Jr., he actually went to prison. He actually went to prison for a couple of years because this might be the real Alonso right here from Training Days.
His name was Buntry. One of Suge's right-hand guy, our good friend, Alton McDonald. He chased the car down. He also received one gunshot to his vehicle. His car was shot. He had a black Toyota Supra. And him and another guy returned shots at that car.
Yeah, they saying they left their guns at home, though. They started shooting back. Then some chicks was in the sea breeze, started following a white sea breeze, ragtop sea breeze.
Why were the girls following you guys?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But I guess their window got shot out.
Front windshield, yeah. Yeah.
And they stopped following you at that point.
Exactly.
I've talked to a couple people that were there about the situation.
They say some girls, right? Their car got shot up, and it was according to them, the girls start kind of following them around. I don't know if I buy that part of the story. If a girl's car gets shot up, the last thing I believe that these people want to do is follow the person that just shot up your car. Like, especially, I'm going to assume that those girls, to remind you, this is the strip. 95% of the people you want to see on the strip is people that come from out of town, which means most people, they ain't going to have no guns. The only people that got guns in Las Vegas on the strip is the people that drive from Arizona, California. That's it. But you know why? Because those are driving distances. Those are like, when I drive to Las Vegas, it's only like 3.5 hours. That's the only time people want to have their blicky with them. And my girl Alicia said that wasn't truth. I ain't see that part. Went on the trial. Yeah, I could, like sometimes common sense will tell me that he was lying, right? That's what I say. I don't buy that part of the story because it never made sense to me when I first watched this interview. It never made sense to me that a girl's car got shot up in some way, somehow. Those girls thought it was a great idea to follow the people that just shoot at you. Yeah, listen, man. Only in the movie. Only in the movie.
And from what they told me was that, you guys came up, the car that you were in came up behind Tupac's car. You guys the cars were not facing each other.
No, they weren't facing each other.
They were not facing each other.
Gutter lane.
You guys got up parallel to them, behind them. And, when you look
side by side.
Side by side. So how would you even see Tupac reach for anything if you're driving behind him?
We weren't driving behind. I tell you, we side by side at the light.
Oh, okay. You guys were.
And of course, you gotta sauce it up, you gotta spice it up, you gotta lie a little bit, right? You gotta say that he saw anything, even though that he ain't see nothing. This man is lying. Keefe, and I get it, right? You're selling a book, you are part of history pretty much in a negative way, or by clapping possibly the biggest star in the rap game, right? So telling the story alone is too dry. So you gotta put extra sauce in it. You gotta put barbecue sauce, you gotta put ranch, you gotta put all kind of sauce in it to make it taste a little bit better, right? My man Keefe did, right? But guess what? My man Keefe, he actually told when he did the whole how you call it, the proffer. The proffer, my man just told. So let me go ahead, and it's probably the last part I'm gonna do. I got it tomorrow, possibly I might start doing Little Durk. They went to jury selection this Friday. So Little Durk trial is going to start this week. I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know which day I got. Matter of fact, I don't have to guess. We got Google, man. What am I doing? When Little Durk trial start? We're gonna find out right now, man. Thanks for Google, man. Well, it tells me Little Durk federal murder for hire trial officially began with jury selection on August 20, which was Friday, right? So I was right about that. So it's a 16-person jury. 12 is going to be able to listen to the case, and 4 going to be in the bench, right? So the actual trial is, I mean, we even got the judge, the U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald. I'm gonna need like 3 hours to break. I'm gonna need like 2 hours to break down the Little Durk story. Me personally, I think Little Durk is cook, is beyond cook. But I still that story, because it's a lot of connecting parts. It's gonna be a lot of connecting parts about Little Durk, because and the reason I know Little Durk is cook is very, very simple. It's very simple. Even if Little Durk beat this murder right here, higher for murder. Let me say the correct. Higher for murder, stalking, trespassing, state line, which made it federal, all that stuff, right? Even if he beat it, the way that the feds got it set up, they got another murder that Little Durk got to fight, which is gonna be allegedly he put money on the head of the people that killed his brother. Did thing. So he got to go 2 for 2 pretty much. He got it. The way that he set up, like Little Durk got it made 2 half-court shots. If he missed one, game is over. Also, they got snitches. His own people is telling on him. The shooters is telling on him, on Little Durk. But let's not lose track, and I want to just show you what my man go back to Keefe D and show you what my man Keefe D have been doing. Let me see. This one, it was the FBI, right? The FBI, like I told you, Mr. Keefe D have been in trial for 5 days now. The FBI agent that was part of the whole profit agreement came over here to testify and say what this man Keefe D was talking about. And he's going to let us know a little bit what exactly Mr. Keefe D let him know. I wish we had a video.
Powder cocaine.
As part of that investigation, does there come a point in time when you do what's known as a proffer with Mr. Davis?
Yes, we did.
And describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what a proffer is.
So a proffer interview session would be, it's usually considered, it's a fairly common practice, particularly in the federal criminal justice system, where we have an individual who's been indicted and arrested, and it sort of is the beginning of a negotiation for a plea agreement, if you will. What we do is the U.S. Attorney's Office, the defendant's attorney, they all agree that to conducting an interview with the FBI. The terms of that agreement are such that the defendant has to be open and candor, tell the truth regarding the questions that we ask him. In return, the FBI, Department of Justice, will not use what the defendant says in that proffer session against him in this case, in chief that we have him charged with.
See, just like I told you, right? The proffer agreement is when the person get in trouble and they give on the deal like, yo, you tell us what you did, everything that you have done. We're not going to use it against you unless you lie to us. So you pretty much have to give them your entire resume. Yo, I became a gang member at this day. I got John Ping at this day. We did this robbery over here. We sold these drugs over there. I got it from Carlos. You know what I mean? The Migos, right? I got it from Jose. You know what I mean? And I know they doing this, they doing that. Also, yeah, we did this, we did that, and then and Tony was there too, and then he was getting the X amount of kilos, and then they go ahead and clap this person. You gotta tell them a step by step everything that you have done in the underworld, because if they catch you in the lie, the entire proffer is thrown away, and guess what? They're gonna get your stupid ass up. So listen, that's a trap to me. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me continue.
There's a couple little caveats. One being that if during trial the defendant goes on to make statements that contradict what he said in that proffer session, at that point it violates it, and we can use his statements against him.
Is confidential and has the date and a description of who the people that are present for this particular proffer are.
That's correct.
And there tells you about
pimp who controlled girls, numerous girls, sold marijuana. He did just mention that Zip was involved in PCP trafficking, and that Davis at one point arranged for an individual by the name of Patrick Bernard to give Zip some PCP. So Zip came from New York to LA to conduct the transaction.
did he also mention
Boom. I want to stop it right there. Right. Mr. Michael Bernard. He's a guy from New York. He plays a very important part in this Tupac Shakur saga. Don't nobody know his name, but Zip happens to be the guy that lives in Las Vegas. He's from New York. He's a trapper. He's a stepper. He in the streets. He pimps. He do it all, right? Why is Mr. Zip important in this story? Zip was allegedly the one that provide these people with the guns. He live in Vegas. He got access to the street. He got access to the blickies, right? He got access to the prostitutes, right? So he's the one that put the blickies allegedly on these people's hands, right? So also he's very, very important on this Tupac Shakur saga because allegedly he's the one that get $1 million check from Mr. Puff Daddy. Because once he find out that Mr. Tupac Shakur was dead, allegedly Mr. P. Diddy signed that check and give it to Mr. Zip so he can give it to the Crips, to Mr. Keefe D. I'm gonna be honest with you. That $1 million check, it never made sense to me. And it's very simple. Why in Gas Green Earth, Mr. P. Diddy Bopper, right, is going to pay a murder with a check? Now, if you tell me Diddy pulled up with $1 million cash, I believe that story. How can you justify? Why would you be creating a paper trail, right, for a hit? Not only a hit for somebody as big as Tupac Shakur, man. Tupac was the biggest rapper at that time. He pretty much was like the Drake. I mean, not to put Drake on that kind of on the same sentence as Tupac, but like when I'm talking about popularity, right? I'll let you say she believe it, right? But think about this, Miss Alicia, right? Why would why would I pay you with a check for you to go delete Jane Doe when if something happens to you, I got a direct line with you. I'm giving you a check, my company with my name on it, and you cashing that check. So now me and you are attached. Listen, I I don't think Diddy's that dumb. That $1 million check to me, it never makes sense to me. It never make any sense. It never make any sense. It never made any sense. I don't know about that part. She say, because I don't think I'll get cut. Okay, cool. Let's go with your logic, right? I got it. I got a plan for the worst, hope for the best. That's the way my mind works. I got a plan for the worst, hope for the best. Obviously, if I'm signing $1 million check, obviously you're gonna go cash it, right? So in my mind would be like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead, get $1 million somewhere, right? I'm gonna get it in cash. I'm gonna go ahead and put it to my trusty, to my homies, put it in their hands, and they go ahead, make sure that they go pay, give it to Mr. Sip, so Sip can deliver the cash to Mr. Keefe D. Right? It's not a foreign concept. Yeah, you're right. But you like I just don't buy like people. It's like me cash apping you for you to go ahead for somebody right now. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, somebody hit the cashier so I can continue, man. You know what I mean? Somebody hit me with a cashier, man. Hit my cashier. How about that? Oh, and my super chat. Yeah, it just that it just that particular part of the story. It never sit well with me. That Puff Daddy paying $1 million with a check, no cash, with a check. At least I would have did it like people saying like Little Durk did. Little Durk was taking his homies shopping. He was taking his homies shopping, so he was buying jewelry. He said that he was giving his homies record deals. At least I can dress it up that way. I can justify a little bit. Like, hold on, man. They say I paid him to do what? No, man. Look, I got a contract. I was given they on my label. You know what I mean? So yes, and I know you're throwing ideas, baby. I like to be as logical as possible. I never believed the story of Diddy giving Sip $1 million check. Just come on, man. You grab the $1 million check, you go to the bank and trying to cash it, man, deposit that thing. They're gonna, first of all, Sip is a black ass man. They're gonna ask you a million questions. She said she's throwing ideas. Yeah, it just that story never sit with me. But let's continue.
How we met Sip.
Yes, he said he met Zip at a baseball game somewhere in approximately 1993 or 94. There was an individual named Fats who's also at the game that introduced Davis to Zip.
And then he talks to you a little bit about who Fats is.
Yeah, Fats was a large cocaine supplier who operated in the west side of LA. He's also known as Flint. Davis associated with Fats prior to 1994 up until basically the time, I guess, where Fats was arrested and taken into federal custody.
Let's skip past some Fats. There's a or part of this conversation, a person by the name of Wayne Day comes up. Do you know who Wayne Day is?
Yes, Wayne Day was actually arrested by the squad that I worked on, the Safe Street Task Force. He was a large-scale drug dealer, drug trafficker in the Watts area, Compton, with Grave Street Crips.
And does Davis describe his relationship as it relates to Mr. Day?
Y'all, the doctor said this swelling is from.
Here's this.
Yes,
Where's the commercial?
there was. He mentioned that they were related. That Davis had an uncle who was the uncle of Wayne Day. So how he described it.
And then there's a conversation in this next paragraph where Mr. Davis makes mention of Mr. Day having Compton sewn up. What does sewn up mean?
Well, in terms of having control of all the drug trafficking in that specific area, and actually, there was agents mentioned.
Oh yeah, like you can see right there, right? He's telling on Mr. Day. Day happens to be in Watts. For the people that is from California, they know that Watts. I have been in Watts. I got a lot of people. I got a bunch of homies in Watts. Watts is the slums, right? So Mr. Keefe D told some stories about Mr. Day. Mr. Day was a higher trapper than he was. So he just giving up the hood pretty much. That's what my man Keefe D was doing. He was just singing. He was just singing, and this is not American Idol. Let me see. Shout out to my homegirl Alicia, man. Her daughter's in college, second year, so that means she's a sophomore. Working extra hours. Okay, baby. That's what's up. Let me continue with this, yo.
To him, it said that Wayne Day had Compton sewn up, and Mr. Davis said actually that he had part of Compton sewn up, that he didn't have the South Side part that Davis operated in.
And then does he tell you what his role is in the South Side part of Compton as it relates to drug trafficking? Describe for ladies in this next paragraph.
Over the organization after Suge Knight was.
Yeah, listen, bro. Hey, listen, man. I know laughing at my man Keefe D demise, man. But this is the phase. This right here is the phase of defeat. This man knows. You can see it on Keefe D's face that is over. He right here, this look right here. What this look is telling you. For the people that watch the replay and the people that is watching right now, I want to know what this look is telling you right here. This man look is the damn, I messed up. My man Keefe D, I was like, yo, what I was thinking, me doing a proffer. Now I'm gonna be known in my neighborhood as a rat, as a storyteller, as a cheese biter, as a scum of the earth. I'm the worst of the worst. Hell, I messed up my own. Listen, I messed up my own nephew and then legacy. My own family probably will even call me. I'm 63. I'm 63 years old. I'm broke. I'm over here fighting this case with dumbass public defenders, aka public pretenders, right? I'm whatever sentence he get, he probably gonna die in jail. He's 63. He's not walking out of there with a 25 piece. 20 at best. 20, that would be like the best scenario ever. And if he's found no guilty, I would be the first one to do a video and say that I was wrong. But hey, when it comes to this case, I barely wrong, fam. The evidence are there. You have given out a step-by-step tutorial. This nigga he should be doing courses. He giving a tutorial step-by-step on how he clapped the legend, right? Look at his face right now, and he like, damn, man, I forgot about the proffer. I forgot about me telling. I forgot about me and snitching on the people that I was doing business with. All that shit is coming out. All of it. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know why this man took this to trial. But again, I'm talking from the outside looking in. I'm pretty sure his plea deal was crazy, like 25 years, something like that. You sign this plea deal, we don't go to trial, and you go to sleep. So I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was Keefe, I'd do the same thing. I'm like, yo, might as well take it to trial. You offered me 25 to sign 25, and I'll be out in like 18, 20. I might as well take it to trial, right? My baby Kareem say, plus he has health issues, I believe. Yeah. And I was going to touch on that, Kareem, right? I was going to say, maybe he playing chess. Maybe he like, yo, you know what? I got cancer, right? If I stay in the free world, I ain't got no insurance. I might as well just stay here in jail, man, so these people can cure me for free. They still got to cure. They still got to keep up with my medicine. Alicia say, I don't feel bad because he did it to himself. I'm telling you, Alicia, if I was him, man, I wouldn't write that book faceless. And I would have moved to Russia. I'm sorry. They don't got no extraditions in Russia. I would have moved to Russia, to one of the non-extradition countries, man. I would have went to the Muslim countries in Kuwait or something. Somewhere, matter of fact, he should have called that boy, Russell Simmons. He should have called like, yo, hey, yo, how bad it is, homie? Oh, for real? They don't extradite nobody? Cool. I'm on my way. Matter of fact, let me get the bathroom, homie. Let me get the bathroom, son. You know what I mean? I'm moving to Valley because I know for a fact, man, like I'm open joint. Come on, man. Yo, if you are part of an open murder, just keep it quiet, bro. Keep it quiet. Alicia, I could tell Alicia was a Pac fan because he took Pat from us. Yep. JC is the greatest rapper of all time, by the way. Let me keep going.
Arrested.
You already mentioned Harry O. But Davis claims to actually be involved in the delivery of some of the money associated with the startup of Death Row Records.
Yes.
Down. I'm going to start. You see at the top there. You ask him about his prior relationship with Mr.
That's it. Now he telling on Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright Jr. is the police. His father was Reggie Wright Sr. He was the sergeant of the Compton Police Department. So obviously, like father, like son, he followed his daddy's steps. He became a cop. But the difference is that Reggie Wright Jr., this is before the moving training days, by the way. Reggie Wright Jr., he wanted to be a cop during the day, and he wanted to play with the gangsters at nighttime because that was kind of like a part time. He got hired to make sure that Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Shoot Knight, they were moving around. Say they were moved as security, pretty much, right? But Mr. Reggie Wright Jr., like I indicated earlier, he went to prison for some drug offenses, like he was moving work too. So he was Alonso before Alonso. And by the way, for the people that don't know, Training Day is actually a real life story that actually happened. Except the part that when Alonso get clapped at the end, that didn't happen. But the real story of Training Day is based of a police department in Los Angeles, like Rampart Police Department, right? And the guy happens to be a guy from New York that moved to LA. He was a Puerto Rican guy that went to the army, came back, was broke, became a police officer, and he started actually doing super big hits and stealing from these mobsters. He had a badge. Let's continue.
The night prior to the murder of Tupac Shakur. Do you see that paragraph there?
Yeah. I mean, Davis said that he told us that he never had any issues with Suge Knight or any of those individuals prior to the incident in Vegas with the killing of Mr. Shakur.
And Mr. Davis goes on, and I'm going to skip down just a little bit, but he basically accuses two Compton Police Department officers, Sergeant Reynolds and Lieutenant Reggie Wright Sr., the father of Reggie Wright Jr., as basically being
even in the proffer, he's indicated how Mr. Suge Knight Ball, he was friendly with the mayor of Compton. So Mr. Suge Knight, he has some some politic connections in a way, right? That's why he insinuating, right? So he's saying like, hey man, he was friendly with the mayor. He also bought Lexus. Let me read this. It's in little. It's real little. He also bought Lexus for the major. I mean, he Lexus for police, Compton police officers, and he also bought cars for gang members. So Suge Knight is the one of the when it comes to like the rap game. Suge Knight possibly is the biggest manipulators of all time. Yeah, he got to be. I will. He also lost it all. It's fascinating how Death Row and Bad Boys kind of are a mirror to each other. Both of the bosses, Suge Knight's in jail doing 20 something years. Diddy's in jail for being a freaky John Gotti gay like version, the gay John Gotti, right? The biggest star of those labels, Mr. Biggest Mouth dead, Tupac Shakur is dead. The label is empty now in both ends. So it's crazy how both of those labels are like, is that coincidence or that's too much conspiracy theories? Is that too much coincidence? Or is that the design, or that was designed on purpose? Let me see, long run short. I mean, long run short cash. It means that no matter how long someone's avoid punishment or hides their bad behavior, justice will catch up to them eventually. That's absolutely truth. Let me see. Miss Alicia say his father talked about his part in the pack shooting. It's on Blast Channel 2. I'm dumbfounded when I witness people talking about a crime like it doesn't come back. Flabbergasted. Hey, he thinks like yo. I want to know what Keefe did was thinking. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I would like to do an interview to Keefe D. Yo, like if I can call this nigga from jail, 1-800 collect calls. Let me see. Let me finish this.
corrupt officers.
Yes. Yeah. That Reggie Wright Sr. was a lieutenant with Compton Police Department, and then Reggie Wright Jr. was a former officer with the police department. He had then started a company called Rightway Security, and then he was working with Suge Knight and Blood doing security, although some claimed it wasn't on an official capacity, for Death Row Records, looking at their parties and such and things like that. And they would right way security. They would deploy Compton PD officers and things of that nature to conduct their business for Mr. Knight.
And he also mentions Omar Bradley. Who's Omar Bradley?
I'm begging you, start mastering Claude
Goddamn
if you're in
commercials.
your 50s.
You know what I gotta do? Yeah, I'm about to start
Bradley's
catching more
former
traction.
mayor
I'm
of
gonna
Compton,
get
the city of
YouTube
Compton.
Premium.
He mentions Mr. Bradley saying that he was associated with Knight and the other Blood pirate gang members.
My baby girl Corinne said, go see him. He's being tried by the Nevada state. So most likely when he found guilty, he's gonna be one of those Nevada penitentiary. Let me see how many penitentiaries Nevada got. How many? You see, they got 7 major penitentiaries. To remind you, Nevada is a goddamn desert. Let me see. Alicia say I'm gonna assume that she replying to me. What they all have in common is the snake named Whack Two Fingers in the Buck 100. Whack 100. I think Whack, he includes himself in a lot of stories that he's not in there. So what he does is he replaced the original person in the story and then he includes himself. Like his name came up on paperwork. His name came on the paperwork of Big U. Big U is the biggest crib. The Rolling Sister honcho, right? So in the stories, I've been telling the story for like 5 years now, that how he chased Future in LAS with Ciara. I find that hard to believe. I think he's lying, right? I believe that Future got checked down for some money, but I don't believe that White 100 did it. So what he does is he replaces himself with the real with the original person on the story, and he includes himself so he can sound cool and tough in front of the podcasters. Alicia, how do you know about WAP 100? Alicia, what do you know about the gangster world, yo? You know a little bit too much about the streets, Alicia. Let me find out. I thought you was a nurse. You know a little bit too much about these gangsters.
Skip through the part. Top of page 4, he provides information, or at least asserts that Reggie Wright Jr. is distributing drugs out of a particular location, and even names some people that are helping with that.
Yes, he stated that Reggie Wright Jr. Had a drug distribution location, an auto body shop called Untouchables, that was located at the corner of Alondra and Washington in the city of Compton. There was the shop was owned by an individual by the name of Melvin Hurd, and then Hurd, a guy by the name of G. Ray, and Jim helped distribute cocaine from the shop.
He also mentions some people that work for Reggie Wright Jr. and assisting in the.
Look at Keefe. Yo, his look hasn't changed. Yo, look at my man Keefe. Hey, yo, I know laughing at this man demise, man. He just look at this man look like, damn, man. After 27 years of me doing this proffer, now it's coming back out that I was telling on my homies that were pushing coke. That's what, man. Listen, man. The streets is wild, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. The streets is wild. My girl Alicia say, I know that cheap baby. Yeah, you saying a lot of names, girl. The average girl wouldn't know. I know all these people. These niggas, all their players. I'm in the know, baby. Let me see what my man 18 letters say. Thank you for the super chat, Brody. He say Whack wasn't even part of Death Row in their heydays, but he includes himself in a lot of the Death Row stories. Yes, that's part of. Whack is smart. I'm gonna tell you what makes Mr. Whack 100 smart. He keep his ear in the street, right? And I know we kind of going away from Keefe D, but all this shit connects anyway. He Whack 100. He keep his ear in the streets, right? So he hear what's going on here, what's going on there. Is couple of pictures of Whack 100 being in the car with Suge Knight. That's a fact, right? So he know a lot. He know about a lot of the stories. However, Whack he like to include himself in a lot of stuff. He start running with Beat You, and you know about that checking in, man. You know about that checking in, bro. For the people that know, if you was a rapper talking that tough shit, and those niggas in California, you want to do some business in California, you have Big U allegedly, of course, because his trial, he got a federal indictment that's starting February. It seems like the entire hip hop is in trial. Literally, half of the rappers and label owners and the rappers are going to trial, right? Big U is starting February. Big U is finished. Big U is up out of here. He's going to jail. He's going to die in jail too. He's going to die in prison. Make no mistake about it. I'm gonna be ready for that one too. For that trial, I'm gonna start breaking all these things down, right? So Wet 100, hear the story, like 18 letter. I don't know if you're familiar with the story that Wet 100 been saying on Clubhouse, where he said that Big U in Wet 100 was catching a flight to go to ATL, and they see Mr. Future and that beautiful girl Ciara at the airport. He said Ciara was pregnant at the time, right? So Future supposed to own Trick Trick some money. For the people that don't know, Trick Trick happens to be a big influence in the Detroit area. He's like kind of like the Suge Knight of Detroit, pretty much. Like everything that goes down got to go through him, right? Like you got to quote unquote check in and pay your dues and all that stuff, right? So what 100 tell Big U, hey yo, is that Future right there? And then Big U said, like, yeah, that's homie. He on Trick Trick some money. So Whack 100, 5'7", 5'8", right? He said that he push up on Future. He said that Future's take off running at LAX, at the airport in LA, in Los Angeles, right? The International Airport, Los Angeles, right? So, some way, somehow, in the place where it tells you do not enter at the airport, like when you connect the things to walk in the plane, right? Restricted area. I remember seeing that sign. I don't took easily like 300-400 flights myself. So the area where it said restricted area, right? He said that Future left Sierra behind. He took off running on the airport. To remind you, Future is a star. Here was Sierra, another star. Nobody record anything. Cool, no problem. I'm buying the story, right? Cool, I got you. So at the time that Future is running, he called him Berman. He called Berman to remind you this is a red eye flight. So that means in the East Coast it's even later. LA from the East Coast. How do I know it's the East Coast? Because at the time Berman is living in Miami. So if it is they're catching a flight at 11:30 at night in LA, that means it's 2:30 in New York or in Florida, right? So Future called Berman. He about to jump all the way down there, right? It's like at least a 20 feet drop. So he ready to jump. And then finally, Mr. White 100 catch up to Future. Then Future throw him the phone. White 100 catch the phone. It was Berman in the phone. And he tell White, hey, man, leave Future alone. I got business with him. And then White tell Berman on the phone, hey, man, he on Trick Trick some money, man. He in California. He got to pay. He got to pay. And then Berman tell him, hey, fam, check this out, man. Send me the account number. I'm going to send the wire tomorrow. I'm telling you, leave Future alone. I got business with that man. And then White 100 hang up the phone, drop, and then he go back about his business. So now, what I want you to keep up with the story. Now that White have been telling that story since 2021, 22. That story has been out there in 5 years. I keep up with all this shit. So that's why I remember the story at first. I was like, yo, that nigga Wack is lying. That nigga Wack is lying like crazy, right? So now, 5 years later, guess where that same story pop up? The same story that I just finished telling you is on BU indictment, federal indictment, as a covert act. For the people that don't know what a covert act means, it means that's an act that verifies the crime because they are accusing BU to be to do extortion, he be robbing. He was robbing dispensaries. He also got a murder on his resume. Like he's gonna get charged with it in Nevada actually too. So, but he's a conspirator, meaning that it's Big U with somebody else. They haven't named the conspirator yet. I promise you, it's not going to be Wack 100. That story is somebody else. Wack happens to include himself in the story because he want to sell the persona that he's super tough on the podcast world. He be with Adam 22. He be with Vlad TV. He be an academist. What other things? What other places he be? He be talking shit at clubhouse all day. So he run those rounds, telling stories that he heard on the street and that he include himself in the stories, so he can get paid. And but the thing is with Wack is that his whole shit is about to fall apart. You know why? Because when we find out who was with Big U at the airport when they press Future, is going to be Big U with John Doe. It's not going to be Wack 100. I'm willing to put money on that. How much you want to bet 18 letter that the co-conspirator of Big U is not going to be Wack 100? It's going to be a different name. A lot of people say that Wack is Wack 100 name has been in a lot of people's paperwork. Two paperwork to be exact, no a lot. Let me take that back. His name was in the Main Street Crip case. They mentioned Wack in there. They mentioned Wack in there in the Main Street Mafia Crips. Wack didn't went to jail. Everybody believed that Wack, allegedly, that Wack's supposed to be CS2 back. CS2 back is supposed to be an informant on that case. Everybody pinpointing at Wack because they put together the phone calls and the names and the people that they talk to, and they be like, so they always insinuate that Wack is CS2 back. Can I prove it? Nope. Not yet. Let me see. Let's say she don't gamble. 80 letters say I believe, yeah, I believe you on that. Yeah. I'm telling you, I promise you. Let me say this very, very clear. I believe it's going to be, and once the truth come out between Big U pushing the lines on getting paid for rappers and entertainers to move around LA comfortably, they were paying Big U a couple dollars to put the homies so they can move to this club, to the street club, to do events, so and no other gangs bother them. Do I believe that happens? Yeah, I believe that happens, right? However, I believe on that story with Future, Wack 100 chasing Future at LAS, I believe Wack 100 wasn't the one that chased Future. I believe that's somebody else. Wack 100 happens to include himself in the story because he knows the story. So he replaced the original person with himself. And he looking very crazy right now. And that's the reason why he would never going to go to jail, because he was never part of that. He wasn't part of that situation. Let me continue.
Cocaine distribution.
Yes, he stated that Reggie Wright Jr. had an individual by the name of Mob James, who was a member of the Mob Piru street gang. Individual named Flip, who distributed out of a shop location on Compton Boulevard, and Harris. There was an individual known as Buntree. But we at the time we wrote it out as Bump Tree, but we believe that actually was an individual known as Buntree, Montreal, or
Alton McDonald.
Yes,
Buntree, Buntry.
Yes, Alton McDonald, who was the brother of Mob James, which is James McDonald. Also another individual named Trayvon Lane, who was a Mob Pirate gang member, and then Kevin Woods.
And then they can kind of read this themselves, but at some point he talks about an incident that occurs at a neighborhood mall involving a person named Marcus. What does he tell you about that?
Yeah, this is a few weeks before the murder of Tupac Shakur. This individual, Marcus, who was a Southside Crip, was at a mall by himself. Several blood street gang members attacked him and started beating him up. Then an individual, Mr. Orlando Anderson, who was the cousin or nephew, of Mr. Davis, observed what was happening, and went in to help Marcus. And they beat up and fended off the other gang members.
And then he moves on to describe the incident at the MGM casino the night of Mr. Shakur's murder.
Yes, he did.
And what did he tell you?
He told us the day of the murder of Tupac Shakur that the Blood Street members, some Blood Street gang members saw at night. They saw Orlando Anderson. They attacked him because of the previous incident at the mall. After the attack, Mr. Davis, Anderson, Orlando Anderson, and their girlfriends went back up to their hotel room at the Excalibur Hotel, and he said that was it. They didn't have any involvement. They stayed in the room the rest of the night.
He tells you that the room was in Anderson's name.
Yeah, the room was in Anderson's name. That they had driven up to Vegas from the LA area in a Land Cruiser, and that they had some other associates, Corey Edwards, Kevin Davis, Terry Brown, aka Bubble Up, Big Dre, and Wynn also traveled to Las Vegas. They stayed at the MGM.
And he repeatedly denies to you knowing who killed Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, he said they didn't have any knowledge of what happened. That they weren't involved. He did later speculate that maybe it was some Compton police officers that were working for Suge Knight, and that maybe it was because he had heard that Tupac was talking about possibly leaving Death Row Records or something to that effect. But
his suggestion was that perhaps Knight, who's driving the car, had Compton police officers shoot Tupac in the car Suge's driving.
Yes, something like that effect.
I'm going to keep rolling down here. He gets back at page 5 to talking about Zip. So how does he tell you? Well, he talks about Zip and how he becomes associated with the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, he said that back in 93, 94, Zip introduced Davis to Notorious B.I.G. at Summer Jam concert. And Davis would associate with Notorious B.I.G. when he was in LA area, but they never had any like drug connections or anything like that.
He tells you that he was actually at the Peterson Automotive Museum the night Mr. Wallace was killed.
That's correct, yes.
And that he saw some, at least people associated with Death Row Records at that location.
Yeah, he told us that prior to that, the night of the murder, Davis observed some females associated with Death Row Records at the party. He said, well, like Jewel, a singer, Lachelle, a comedian for Death Row, and Davis believes that they saw Mr. Wallace at the event, then called Blood gang members to come. Davis did say he observed Reggie Wright Jr. and DJ Quick.
Told you. He's telling on the police. The police is telling on him. This is a whole rap festival. This man is just, he went rogue. He went rogue. My man Keefe he was singing, and last time I checked, he's not the Weeknd. Last time I checked, he's not Joe. Last time I checked, Keefe he's not in the verses. Keefe thought that the profit agreement was American's Idol edition. My man thought it was an audition, boy. Yo, it's time for me to start singing. I'm gonna start singing. Damn, Keefe. All I know is that you regret that. You probably gonna die. Once you get sentenced, I believe you're going to end up being found guilty. Once you're being found guilty and sentenced, you're going to remember that every damn day of your life, boy. You're gonna be like, yo, I brought this on myself, bro. I was chilling at my house with my kids and my grandkids. And matter of fact, I think if he did, he actually stood up on court and said that his family is in danger. I'm gonna get it ready for you. Let's finish this, yo.
Who was a performer for Death Row, Theo, a local disc jockey, and about 10 or 11 other Treetop, Fruitown Blood gang members arrived at the event. Davis told Mr. Wallace that they were to watch, that they were there and they should watch out. And then shortly thereafter, Mr. Wallace was shot. But Davis wasn't there. He didn't see who actually shot him.
But once again, he tells you that he believes that Reggie Wright Jr. and Blood gang members are the people that killed Mr. Wallace.
Yes, he said he believed that Reggie Wright Jr. and the Blood gang members associated with him were the ones responsible for killing Notorious B.I.G. When asked who the individual was who actually killed him, based off of there was a composite drawing that was that had been provided and was kind of passed around, so we showed him that. Davis responded that the composite looked just like Reggie Wright Jr.
Imagine another you who posted the holiday schedule, who got the new higher floor ready.
Do you remember the day that you arrested Mr. Davis on the indictment?
Yes.
What day was that?
I believe it was May 28th, 1998.
Was it the day before the Orlando Anderson's killed in his own shootout
Yes.
in California?
Yes.
And Mr. Davis talks to you a little bit about that without going into the specifics, but he talks to you a little bit about how Mr. Anderson wound up dying.
Yes, he did.
And thereafter, and I'm not going to go through all of these, he initially denies distribution out of state, but eventually talks to you about a lot of different locations engaged in distributing cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, we asked him to discuss all the individuals out of state who he supplied cocaine to and all the local individuals he supplied and distributed to. He initially said that he hadn't distributed out of state to anyone or knew of anyone who did it within the last 3 years. But then he went through and we started asking about specific individuals, and he would provide more details and information about who he had supplied and what he had supplied and sort of the details.
One of the people he talks about is Primo.
Yes. Primo was an individual that he bought cocaine from, like his supplier of kilos of cocaine.
My man Keefe told on the plow. My man Keefe D was telling on the plow, man. My man Keefe Primo is cousin. That's what I mean. Primo is cousin in English, right? LA, the chances of Primo being Mexican is extremely high. Mexico, Arizona, California, the Mexicans is the one that got that market pretty much by themselves. They are the major suppliers for the most part, right? My man was telling on Primo. Damn, Keefe. One thing about the Mexicans, bruh, they lucky this most likely Primo probably will out of here right now. Who know where Primo is? Hopefully Primo is back in Mexico, or I don't know, because they probably gonna question him next if he get caught up in another crime. And they are saying names. Yes, Alicia, this guy, I'm telling you, Keefe D thought he was in an audition for American Idol. You know what I mean? He thought he was like a singer, like an America's Next star. He thought he was Britney Spears. He thought he was Rihanna. I've been bugging, boy. My man was just telling. Let's continue.
It's anywhere from 11,500 to 12,500 a kilogram. Primo fronted days of kilos of cocaine. It's anywhere from 11,500 to 12,500 a kilogram.
Woo! My man Keefe was even telling you the prices. He's saying, yo, my man Primo, aka cousin, if you want to translate that, Primo was giving us the break for 11 between 11 bands, 1150 to 1250. Boy, yo, for the people that don't know, Keefe D was eating good, boy. Keefe D was eating good. Matter of fact, we can use Google. We can use Google real quick. One second, man. We gotta. This was what, like in 19. Let me put 19. Let me see. Hey, yo, son. My man, the detective, the FBI detective says, that Keefe D, aka the house rat, the house mouse, right? The cheese eater, right? Primo was giving him the kilo of coke for 1150 to 1250. I Googled it on Google, right? In 1996, right? 1996, 97, 98. The price of the kilo at street level as a wholesale was going for 22,000 bands. So he was like, yo, for the people, so I can give you a better idea. Every time that Primo gave him one break, to remind you, let's just assume that Keefe D was just grabbing that brick from Primo and then he turned around and sell it to John Doe. The street price was starting at $22,000. So he pretty much doubled every time that got one brick from Primo and put it on John Doe hands, right? He made 11,000 on that transaction alone. To remind you, that just if he did it direct. What a lot of people do, I heard this thing. Don't take my words, right? Don't take it, right? They grab that and they break it down. They go and break it down, right? They turn 1 kilo into two, two into four, four into eight. Go watch that movie, man. Paid in Full. That's what you need to know, right? That's what you need to know. Go ahead and go watch Paid in Full, Estate Property, those cocaine cowboys. It tells you everything. Most likely, and I'm willing to bet every dollar that Mr. Keefe D was grabbing that 1 kilo from Primo, taking it home and cut it. That's the name of the process. You cut it down, right? You cut it. How you cut it? Do your Googles. I don't know shit. All right, let's continue.
Primo fronted Davis one point at like 200 kilos of cocaine at a time, and then Davis would go out and sell it, and then pay Primo back.
He also mentions Corey Edwards getting drugs from Mr. Davis and being out in Ohio and distributing cocaine in Ohio.
Yes, Davis said that at that time, back when we were interviewing him in '98, up until about 3 years prior, that he was supplying Corey Edwards, who was selling cocaine all over Ohio.
Ooh, yo, it's kind of sad actually, bro. Keefe D was eating, bro. Keefe D was eating. Listen to what this is the FBI. This is not me. This is the FBI, right? When he did the proffer, all of this came out. Keefe, Primo was supplying to Keefe. Keefe had three guys that he was selling the shit to. I'm going to assume the three guys that was coming to Keefe was buying 3-4 kilos here, 5 kilos over there, 3 over here. You know what I mean? And guess what? What those guys that Keefe was selling, they were breaking it down in ounces, which let's just assume Keefe sold it to John Doe. John Doe becomes the street level player. Obviously he already paid 22,000. I don't think Keefe was charging. He had such a markup price. Most likely Keefe was getting it for 11. He was giving it to the people. I say 20 tops. 18, 20, that would be his range, right? I don't think he went all the way to 22. So Keefe, the guy that bought it for 20, he will have to ounce it out. 1,000 grams, Jesus Christ. So that person that paid 20 bands, he gonna squeeze it, he gonna nickel and diamond. Most likely he gonna double. He gonna close, he probably gonna make 40 bands out of that 1 kilo if he ounce it out. This is back in the 90s when I guess those times they said that she was pure. Let me keep going.
But I guess Edwards got into, he said at one point Edwards got into some trouble with his Cleveland drug contact, and that Edwards started coming out to acquire cocaine directly from Davis. That was an individual named Bubs who resided in Cleveland.
Eventually, he describes how Primo goes back to Colombia and he gets a new supplier by the name of Samuel Lopez.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was wrong. Primo wasn't Mexican. Primo was Colombian. He went back to Colombia to get more. God damn it.
So Primo, I guess, departed the U.S. So we had to start selling cocaine in smaller quantities, and he came across a supplier by the name of Samuel Lopez, whose brother was actually in federal custody. Then Davis had heard that Samuel Lopez went back to Mexico after the FBI attempted to arrest him. I guess there was a younger brother or another Lopez, George Lopez, used to answer the phone for Samuel Lopez at the time.
And I'm not going to go into this, but there was a discussion of someone named Dupree, but that guy's full name was Azel Dupree Hall III, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He talks specifically about the phone calls that you.
They even throw Lopez, man. They throw Lopez in there, man. This man was look at Kareem laughing, Primo. Yo, Pips. Don't make me go find the shower posse and do a whole documentary about the shower posse. Oh, got viewers in Twitch. Hey, matter of fact, I need everybody to subscribe to my kids channel, right? I need you to do that, right? Kids channel, right? And the Twitch. It's on the description, man. All right. I need you to do that. Yeah. If y'all don't know, this lady right here, Kareem, she's involved with the shower posse. Yes, I said it.
Were playing for him, that you had captured him on the wire.
That's correct.
At the very end, he denies that he's the leader of the Southside Crips and claims Darnell Brim is actually the leader of the gang.
Yes, he's even though he.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta rewind that. My man Keefe D, boy, it was like Keefe D was like in the last sentence, right? Davis denied. Davis is Keefe D. D stand for Davis. That's his last name. Davis denied that he was the leader of the Southside Compton Crips. Darnell Brim, who was recently arrested, is the leader of the Southside Compton Crips. Hey, yo, son, word is born, yo. Keefe D was like, well, Darnell is in jail already. He's the leader. he probably about to do 25. I know the leader. He is. Yo, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Denzel Washington on Training Days. My man was like, "What? You can do this shit to me?" Yo, matter of fact, hold on. I think the video is over. Let me see. 1 sec.
Is actually the leader of the gang.
Yes, he's even though he had said that he was large scale, basically a drug trafficker on that south side of Compton, that Darnell Brim was actually the head of the game, if you will.
Okay.
Yo, Keefe. Yo, my man Keefe is bugging. My man Keefe was just on a telltale. Tattletale. My man Keefe going to hell, bro. Now I'm about to show you the last video right before we get up out of here, right? My man Keefe D talking about that he feared for his family, right? We're gonna go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, let me see. 1 second. Share. Bam. Let me see. Now, everybody that is currently watching and the people that are gonna watch on the replay, right? Let's rate Mr. Keefe D suit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I give him a 10. This is a winner suit right here. This is a fly ass suit right here. What do you think of Keefe D suit? Do you think it's cool? I like the colors. I like the tie. You know what I mean? My man Keefe D, he got the bald headed. You know what I mean? He cleaned that shit. You know what I mean? My man looking fly. He looking fly to go get 20 years across the head. I'm gonna let you hear what this genius actually said. He said, "You're gonna hear it from yourself."
Give me a sec. For the record, the jury, maybe it's accident.
They broke in my house, vandalized my house, vandalized my wife's car. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep giving out our address. Now they gave out my sister's address. This stuff is wrong.
I've heard it's going on both ways, that there's concerns both ways.
They're wrong.
I've admonished them to talk to their witnesses and anyone they can communicate about these issues.
I don't know if you can hear it, but what Keefe was trying to say was that the prosecution is doxing his family, and he feared for his family. Damn, this lady look kind of young for be a judge. What, this lady can be, what, 35-ish? 37 the most? She look very young. Usually judges are super old. Corinne said that she likes Keefe D suit. I think that shit was fly. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, man. You know they give you vouchers. The prosecution give you a voucher for like $1,000 for. No, I'm lying. It's like 500 to 1,000, depending where you are, for you to go buy a suit. Yeah, let's continue, yo.
Okay, so your attorney let me know what's going on.
I get beat up by the cops. The guy attacked me in here, sent me to prison. This is wrong, and it's mostly this guy.
For the record, you're pointing Mr. Durk.
Yeah, for the record, I think he's indicating he's upset on prosecuting him for murder.
No, I'm not upset because you're endangering my family's life.
Okay. State, again, like we talked about at the bench, you're going to stay in communication with your witnesses about not.
As Keefe D, public defender, public pretender. I'm gonna tell you like this: it's only one lawyer with a ponytail that I would trust in a big case like this. His name is Drew Finley. Drew Finley is possibly one of the best lawyers in America. He got a ponytail, but my man is a dog. Drew Finley is possibly he's better than goddamn Brian Steele. YSL Steele. That's how I like to call him. YSL Steele. This guy right here, public defender. If I see my public defender coming to the interview room with a ponytail, I'm better off defending myself. I'm going to jail for a long time, for extremely long time, if my lawyer got a ponytail and he's a public defender.
Doing any of that goes both ways. Mr. Stamps, you'll talk to your client about not communicating with witnesses as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. We'll be in recess. Thanks, everybody.
See? The public defender right there is telling Keefe D, hey man, you shouldn't be addressing the prosecution like that. You know you ain't paying me, right? If you keep talking trash to them, they ain't gonna pay me my hours, man. I need to make my $60,000, bro. I live in Nevada. The cost of life over here is very, very high. You over here antagonizing these people, gang. Like you should have thought about this before you wrote that stupid book. And you went to Vlad TV, Real Life, and all these podcasts, bro.
Main character energy.
That was it for that video. My man was talking about I fear for my life. Yeah, man, it's I'm gonna start doing this a little bit more often. Why is like this? I need to this. Yes. Tomorrow, I mean, this week we're gonna have Little Durk. Obviously, tomorrow, my man Keefe D trial continue in Nevada, so it's the same time as me. Um, Little Durk is gonna last about 2 weeks. Allstarjr is going to be on the 24th, which is the end of this week. And yellabeezy, a rapper out of Texas, it's a state case. He got hired for murder. He is alleged of clapping Mo 3. Mo 3 was a very loved rapper out of Texas, Dallas, Texas, to be exact. They even got a whole sector on the internet called the Mo 3 sector. And that's what this man Dev created, a whole sector in the internet. That's how big he was in Texas. I'm gonna start kind of like I'm gonna touch a little bit more in depth about Keefe D, bro. I just want to get my feet wet a little bit. I want to get it comfortable. Um, we're gonna get it going, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Um, for the people that donated, I'm sorry. Did I say it was a cash app? It's your real name. Let me look at the cash app for $20. You got your real name in it, but I know I should have said it earlier. Thank you. Thank you for the cash app. For the 2 people that sent a super chat, thank you for those super chats. Please subscribe. Matter of fact, let me do it before I get out of here, man. I need to get popping on Kick and Twitch, right? That's what I want to do. I need to because I'm kind of like multi streaming in all those platforms right now, and I want to get paid out of all of them, right? Hopefully, y'all can help me by first subscribe and then participate. Somebody on Kick say, watching from the Philippines. Yes, and Papi about to go international. Thank you, family. Make sure you subscribe, Janquivan. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Jan Quiven. Subscribe to my Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me post the links right now, Jan Quiven, right? So you can subscribe to all my social media so you can actually stay informed, right? Let me see. Subscribe to my kid right here. Let me post the link. As you can see, I got my man, Jan Quiven from the Philippines, right? Oh shit, did I post? God damn it. I'm tripping. I did it wrong. My Kick channel. Here's the link for my Kick channel. Kareem, everybody, subscribe to the Kick channel, right? Then we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna post my Twitch channel. Right? I got people from the Philippines now. Good, good. So let me see Twitch, subscribe. There you go. My Twitch channel is there too. Right? Now let's do TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, right? I need to monetize that shit too, right? Follow my TikTok. That's the link. It's in the chat, right? Now we're gonna follow my Instagram. I need everybody to follow my Instagram. The reason why I need 1,000, I think they changed the rule. You need 1,000 followers on Instagram now to go live on Instagram. I don't know. Oh shit. Let me see. What is my Instagram? Here we go. Here's the link. Follow. That's the link right there, Jacqueline. Make sure you share that with the entire Philippines, bro. Put that on your social media, bro. I need the Philippines to follow your boy. Then I got one more. And on my YouTube channel. There we go. Jacqueline, make sure you follow my YouTube channel too. Let me go ahead. Should have had this link ready. Sorry. I did this last minute. That's why. Okay, got you. For everybody that stay here for the thanks for the donation, everybody. Click all those links and make sure that you follow all the links because sometimes I might not go live on Twitch. I might not go live on Kick. I barely got followers on those joints, so I might forget too. So just follow on those links. Hit the Instagram and YouTube for sure. Those are the ones that pay the most. Hit those links. Post this link on all your social media and thank for everybody for being here. All right, let me get out of here.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.